Matt, you've now had a couple of days to reflect on Tuesday's performance and result. You still pleased with the reaction that you got and the point that was picked up there?
Yeah, certainly for both aspects to that. Certainly pleased with the reaction and the response. I thought the lads were fantastic out of possession, and then when we get ourselves in the lead in the game, you want to go on and see through or get that second. But wasn't to be on the night. When you go away from home that there's going to be opportunities in the game, which I think we limited the opposition to very, very few. So really pleased with the performance on the whole, and mostly the response. I thought the response to the previous weekend was very good, and but it's nothing I expect any less from the group. That's exactly what I expect. I think they're extremely. They are an extremely proud group, and they're desperate to do well, and we're hurting after Saturday for sure. So, I think it's important that we see that for what it was, and then we move on very, very quickly from it, which I think they did.
I think if my memory serves me correctly, that's 3 times that we've gone ahead away from home, but have ended up drawing the games. How do you then, in those sorts of positions, get more information across to perhaps hold on to that lead and withstand that pressure that's been coming from opposition?
Yeah, I mean, on Tuesday night, I must admit, I think I felt like we'd contained it very, very well. Contained the word I used because I felt very, very comfortable when we weren't on the ball with the shape that we had. I think at the moment that they score, he's kind of jagged around a little bit and fell to a lad in the penalty area, which is unfortunately, when we didn't quite keep the ball when it turned over, what then can happen at times, just that little bit of luck that bounces the right way for them when maybe we need to look after the ball a little bit better when we transition with it. So I think for me, can we get that second goal? Can we take the game away from the opposition? And then sometimes it's that, that little element of luck. The Gillingham one kind of bounces around and we don't get that look there, and it's certainly the positives for me is that we're putting ourselves in positions to win games, which we'll continue to do, and then like with everything in football, we see it all the time. When that one drops, then you go on and it happens over and over again. So we're putting ourselves in positions for that, and I'm sure that momentum will turn.
Can you still see the mentality of the group? Because back in at the training ground, they're still, a lively bunch. They're still an enthusiastic bunch, and there's still that belief there, isn't there? That with 16 games to go, there's still a lot to play for.
Yeah, there always is, and that won't drop. That certainly won't drop, and the message out there on that will certainly not drop. I've said it for a long periods this season. We're building at this football club at the moment, and we're building towards days where we're right in the mix of where we want to be, and I think the whole group are fully on board with that process, and that's what we're doing. So the people that we have here, the people that we want, and the ones that bring that character, that atmosphere, that growth in us, and I won't have it any other way.
We're going to this weekend's game against Mansfield. They obviously come into it off the back of a superb win in the week. I'm always going to say it's going to be another tough game, but perhaps they'll come into it buoyed by that superb result.
Well, yeah, you'd like to think so. Of course. Listen, Mansfield are a very good team. They've been up there throughout the whole season. I've watched them a few times live, and they're a good team that are, they're pushed with a manager that knows exactly what he's doing. And they're a group of experienced players that are in a fantastic moment, as they have been all season. So we're going to have to be right on our mettle and the game, but it's one we're looking forward to. I think there'll be a big crowd, there'll be a real edge to the game, and it's one we're looking forward to. And we want to put some of the wrongs right from last Saturday, but most importantly, we want to get on the front foot in this game, and it's one we're really looking forward to, really are.
But we've shown so far this season that when you come up against those teams that perhaps people from the outside may write us off against, I think we were that busy Christmas period of the Wrexham and Crewe games, particularly at home, shown you can go toe-to-toe with the best and beat them. So this team's still in that confident moment. We'll be expecting, or not necessarily expecting, but hoping to do a similar thing again.
Yeah. I think for us it's a different game. It's the next game. It's against a team that, as you say, they're doing really, really well. But it's one for us that we look forward to the next one, and we look forward to it for sure. And we go into every game confident of putting in a performance, and that's what it's all about. It's about the performance, but clearly we have to be right on it. But it's one we're looking forward to.